Donald Trump is now down in the new Emerson poll, 51% to 48% to Vice President Kamala Harris. Donald Trump is trailing in Michigan, Nevada, Wisconsin, and Pennsylvania in the new YouGov poll. That's an A+ poll. Donald Trump is down in the new Morning Consult likely voter poll, 49 to 60%. So Donald Trump is sending email after email. The emails are framed like this: Trump emergency broadcast. 13 days until darkness rains down on MAGA. And Donald Trump sends the following email: darkness reigns on MAGA in 13 days. Sentencing is almost here. Ben, please keep this between us, but I might wear this on my sentencing day. It's a MAGA shirt. It says MAGA, never surrender. If I wear it on that dark day, I want you to be wearing it too. So I'm asking you right here, right now, claim your MAGA shirt right now. Another email sent by the Trump campaign: when I'm sentenced in 13 days, I will be wearing this hat. Ben, we've only got a few hats left. In just 13 days, I'll be dragged into court again when I'm sentenced by a corrupt judge and a conflicted judge. So I'm releasing a black limited edition 2024 MAGA hat that I will be wearing on that dark day in history. These will sell out immediately. So I saved this one for you, Ben. You'll never see another MAGA hat like this. So please get yours while you still can and while supplies last. Look, we here at the MeidasTouch Network know that everything Donald Trump at this point does is projection and confession. So when he sends another email like this that goes, Ben, I wouldn't be here if it weren't for you. I've had my beautiful family home raided and torn apart. I've had my children harassed by Soros-backed DAs. I've had my family name dragged through the mud by tyrants in power. This is confession and projection, folks, everything he does. So we thought it would be fun here to play around with a little bit of AI and show what Donald Trump is really doing. So again, I want to give you the disclaimer because this is a new video we produced at the MeidasTouch Network. We do use AI in it. And what we're trying to show here, it's why I'm giving you the disclaimer, this video has gone crazy viral, is you put Donald Trump's statements through his projection and confession machine, which is what we're calling it. And then he basically says the exact opposite of what he really means. So watch this. This is going crazy viral. Again, another warning. We use some AI in this and we make it clear with a disclaimer at the front of the video. Play this clip.
I was the worst president in the history of our country. I am showing every day that I hate democracy. I lie, I cheat, I make up fake stories. I'm a hater, and I hate at levels that are rarely seen before.
Are you a weak person? So weak that your inadequacies are bringing you down? Put all your loathsome qualities somewhere else with the leading brand in self-deception: Trump projection. Just take one of those distasteful truths about yourself.
I am unfit to lead.
And project it somewhere else.
Kamala Harris is unfit to lead.
With Trump projection, it's easier than ever to turn your shame.
I'm bringing drugs. I'm bringing crime. I'm a rapist.
Into blame.
They're bringing drugs. They're bringing crime. They're rapists.
Trump projection's patented "I'm rubber, you're glue" technology can take even the deepest insecurities and redirect them anywhere to ensure striking and dependable projection that protects your fragile little ego. So when you're thinking this,
I want to weaponize the FBI, the DOJ. That's going to be my form of shading.
Try Trump projection and flip it to this.
The Democrats want to weaponize the FBI, the DOJ. That's going to be their form of shading.
See the difference? And it's shame resistant and accountability proved. So start your journey of ego defense today with Trump projection, the key to a spotless self-image. So you can be sure you're doing this.
She's not a good debater. She's not a smart person. She doesn't want to debate.
Instead of this.
I'm not a good debater. I'm not a smart person. And I don't want to debate. I'm going to destroy our country.
Trump projection. Because who needs reality when you have your own?
And the Sharper Image is the only store where you can buy it.
What'd you think about our new video that we produced? Again, it's going mega viral. I want to talk, though, briefly also about what Donald Trump spoke about to the Economic Forum in New York. Did you see this? He spoke at this economic club. One of his billionaire friends brought him there, and he was asked some very basic questions like, what are you going to do about childcare and making it more affordable. I want you to just try to decipher what it is that he is saying right here, because again, he doesn't even put together a coherent sentence. Here, watch this.
If you win in November, can you commit to prioritizing legislation to make childcare affordable? And if so, what specific piece of legislation will you advance?
Well, I would do that, and we're sitting down. You know, I was we had Senator Marco Rubio, and my daughter Ivanka was so impactful on that issue. It's a very important issue. But I think when you talk about the kind of numbers that I'm talking about, that, because look, childcare is childcare. There's something, you have to have it. In this country, you have to have it. But when you talk about those numbers compared to the kind of numbers that I'm talking about by taxing foreign nations at levels that they're not used to, but they'll get used to it very quickly. And it's not going to stop them from doing business with us, but they'll have a very substantial tax when they send product into our country. Those numbers are so much bigger than any numbers that we're talking about, including childcare, that it's going to take care. We're going to have, I look forward to having no deficits within a fairly short period of time, coupled with the reductions that I told you about on waste and fraud and all of the other things that are going on in our country, because I have to stay with childcare. I want to stay with childcare, but those numbers are small relative to the kind of economic numbers that I'm talking about, including growth, but growth also headed up by what the plan is that I just told you about. We're going to be taking in trillions of dollars, and as much as child care is talked about as being expensive, it's relatively speaking not very expensive compared to the kind of numbers we'll be taking in. We're going to make this into an incredible country that can afford to take care of its people, and then we'll worry about the rest of the world. Let's help other people. But we're going to take care of our country first. This is about America first. It's about make America great again. We have to do it because right now we're a failing nation. So we'll take care of it. Thank you.
Like, what in the world is he talking about? And then here is J.D. Vance being asked a question, or J.D. Vance speaking about the shootings in Georgia. And again, J.D. Vance is basically like, look, I think that shootings are a fact of life. Nothing we can do about it. Here, play this clip of J.D. Vance.
Now look, the Kamala Harris answer to this is to take law-abiding American citizens' guns away from them. That is what Kamala Harris wants to do. She says, look, I don't like this. I don't like to admit this. I don't like that this is a fact of life. But if you are a psycho and you want to make headlines, you realize that our schools are soft targets. And we have got to bolster security at our schools so that a person who walks through the front door We've got to bolster security so that if a psycho wants to walk through the front door and kill a bunch of children, they're not able to. And again, as a parent, do I want my kids' school to have additional security? No, of course I don't. I don't want my kids to go to school in a place where they feel like you've got to have additional security, but that is increasingly the reality that we live in.
And can we contrast that to what Governor Walz had to say? By the way, Governor Walz responded to what J.D. Vance said and said, this is pathetic. We can't quit on our kids. They deserve better. And this was from a speech that Governor Walz gave earlier in the day. Here, play this clip.
And yeah, we believe in the freedom to send our kids to school without being shot dead in the hall. The news cycle moves on within a day. What we saw yesterday down in Georgia. Kids going to school the first week of school, excited. Now we have 4 dead. So our hearts go out to the 2 students and the 2 teachers who were killed. Their families will be in mourning. There's many injured in Winder, and that community will never be the same. I said this, and all of you here, both as a teacher and as a student and as a dad, I loved back to school season. Time of hope, excitement. Now for those kids, it'll always be a time of sheer terror. And that'll be a memory that they'll hold forever. And it's a reminder to the rest of the country, we've got work to do, and I, for one, am sick and tired of hearing about thoughts and prayers rather than actually doing something about it. And I say this to all of you, I know guns. I'm a veteran, I'm a hunter, but we can't let them make this just about the Second Amendment. I defend the Second Amendment. But our first responsibility is to keep our kids safe. Yesterday, Vice President Harris said it doesn't have to be this way. And I can tell all of you, as someone who's owned guns my whole life and hunted, I can tell you I can remember it with such clarity. I sat in my office in D.C. when I was a member of Congress, and it was shortly after the Sandy Hook massacre. And I sat in there with all those parents. And at that point in time, I was an NRA guy. Many of us grew up with that they were gun safety. And I was the only one who took the meeting with them. They tried to get meetings with people who wanted to do this. And to sit in there and listen to these parents, I think about it today. My son, this week, started his senior year of high school. Thank you. Thank you. And it's bittersweet for me because those killed at Sandy Hook would have been entering their senior year too at the same time. And those parents now are without those.
Here's another line from that Governor Walz speech. Let's play it.
I did see this, that Donald Trump was in Pennsylvania, was he not, last night? Harrisburg. There's a saying in politics, if you're explaining, you're losing, but I want to say this. I did watch part of it last night. 11 times, Donald Trump explained to us that he wasn't weird. Okay. I didn't say it. I think we might be getting under the skin there a little bit. But look, when I said that, this isn't about name calling or anything. I was pointing out it's weird to be obsessed with people's personal lives. It's weird to be obsessed with people's healthcare choices. It's weird to continue to talk about sharks and batteries and boats and things like that.
Donald Trump then spoke on Hannity last night. Did you see this? I mean, again, just completely unhinged stuff that Donald Trump was talking about. Let me show you this clip. Let's play it.
Maybe, we had a lot of debates with the Republicans. Then we had Crooked Hillary. We had a lot of different people we had to debate. And we had some great debates. You do remember the Rosie O'Donnell debate. Remember Rosie O'Donnell? She's a real great one. Isn't she a great one? Anyway, but
by the way, Mark Cuban spoke with CNBC, and here's what he had to say about Vice President Kamala Harris being the most pro-business person he's ever seen run for the presidency. Here, play this clip.
I mean, literally, if you read the transcript of her speech yesterday, she's talked more about entrepreneurs and helping them have access to investment and making it easier for people to invest in startups than any president that I've ever heard talk about startups and entrepreneurs.
So to the extent
literally, she listens, right? This is not something where it's just her policy team comes out and says, Mark, or whoever, let's hope this works. No, she's like, list me things you think we should be talking about. You're the entrepreneur. You invest in more startups than anybody I know. What do you think we should be doing, and what's going to increase the number of investments in startups? And I've had other conversations with her team where it's like I literally go through and say the higher the capital gains tax, the more difficult it is to invest in riskier investments. Right. And the people who have the hardest time getting risk capital are women, people of color, young kids that are coming out of colleges. Exactly. The people you want to take risks on, the higher the cap gains rate, the harder it is to invest in them for obvious reasons. And they understand that, and they've adapted as a result.
And we've shown you before J.D. Vance, who couldn't even order a donut, didn't know how to do it. Like, it was so awkward. Here's Governor Walz ordering a donut while he's in Pennsylvania. He goes, pro tip, don't skip the apple cider donuts. Here, play this clip.
Good morning. Perfect day.
How are you today?
Good, thanks for having us.
Good, yeah.
Oh man, it's smelling good.
There are 3 states that lay claim to the whoopie pie: Pennsylvania, Massachusetts, and Maine.
So who has?
Pennsylvania.
All right, that's what I needed to know. That's what we needed to know. So is it sacrilegious to move away from chocolate, or is that accepted?
We're a big fan of pumpkin.
We're
in this
pumpkin.
family.
Yeah,
We're
big fan of
pumpkin people.
All right.
All right, I think that's what we're going to do. Peaches too. That's what I said.
Yes.
The peaches.
I could balance it out to have a nutritional diet. I said, look at me, I have no problem picking out donuts.
So we take our apple cider donut, cut it in half, put the whoopie pie filling in it.
Sold.
Right. Yeah.
So I got the best of both together. There's a lot of good things about campaigning. This is right there. This is it. So we're going to ring this up.
Hello. Hi.
I like your optimism, thinking that they're going to stay in the box for very long. So, I know. I'm seeing that cute one down there.
Would you like to pet her? You may.
Are you sure?
She's super soft.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hi, sweetie. Hi. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the kiss. I'm missing my guy. Thank you for the kiss. Thank you. Thanks, everybody. Thank you, guys. This is wonderful. So, smells so good in there.
And by the way, you saw how incoherent Donald Trump's speech is. Here they are on Fox trying to sane wash it. This is Governor Sununu, Republican from New Hampshire. Watch this.
Whose plan are you liking, and what really speaks to you in your state? What will work with voters there?
So again, when we talk about the voters, we're talking about that 8 to 10% of swing voters, right? Those are the ones that are still up for play and probably will be through October. It's not the economy, it's cost of living. And those voters are going to be swayed by who is the change agent, right? Who is the individual? Is it Kamala Harris or is it Donald Trump that'll be an agent of change to make my life more affordable? It's not about the number of jobs that are created. People have jobs. They just want things to be affordable again, and that's it. And between now and November 5th, the rent comes due, right, on the 1st. The credit card bills keep coming in. The energy bills the electric bills keep coming in. There's a lot of costs American families are going to have, and that's the anxiety, right? Anxiety is what drives someone to go to the voting booth and ask for change. And Americans still have a lot of anxiety, especially with an impending recession, which is very real. And there's no question Donald Trump is always going to be more trusted as someone that's been on the front lines in business, can actually speak to details. Through all the personality challenges that a lot of us know and accept that he has, it's results that people want. Only new results are going to bring the change to kind of lower the temperature in their families and give them more economic freedom. And that's what it's about, not the global economy.
All right, folks, tell me what you think. Hit subscribe. I want to get to 4 million subscribers together. Let's get there.
Hey, Midas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram @MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.